Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Page number 375 and 376. Worship in the temple. To be thankful for the assistance received is a good habit and duty too. For the man who is not capable of creating even a blade of grass, to express a sense of gratitude to God, who has provided so much of everything in abundance, in inescapable way, inescapable duty. We must offer the food to God before we eat it, because it is His grace. Having shown it to Him, eventually we are only going to eat it. All the clothes and ornaments we wear are His blessings only. So we must offer to Him the best of clothes and ornaments. This may not be possible in everybody's household. So, as a society, we all will join hands and submit our offerings to God in centralized locations. Temple have come into being, thus a common devotional center. In the olden time, great saints, by the concentrated power of their tapasya, could invoke the omnipresence of God in some specific idols and statues and install them in temple. Actually, the temples evolved around such vigrahas or idols. All people must regularly go to the temple, including those who do puja at home. Only when we keep visiting the temples, the functions that will be conducted without a let up. If I visit the temples, at least for my sake, they clean up the place, prepare the lights, make clean prasadam offerings, wear clean clothes. So it is my duty to keep visiting temples. We have forgotten the subtle points. He is the provider of the food. We are forgetting that what we offer to the Almighty should be at least be a small reflection of what He does for us. We are not paying attention to His dress, of the one who caters for all. Nowadays, the most ill dressed in the village is the God in the temple. If we see to that he is dressed cleanly, the dirt in our minds will go away. In Tamil sayings such as Alayam Tozhuvad Salavam Nandru, meaning it is very good to pray in the temple. Aranai Maravel, meaning do not forget God. Thirumalukku Adimai Sei, meaning be slave to the God. Is it not our bounden duty to keep these temples in good working condition? It is our foremost duty. Nowadays, there is a wrong notion that we can make any changes in the devotional procedures to our convenience. Nothing can be farther from the requirement. Temples are like electrical powerhouses. If we play around the procedures in the electrical powerhouses, we'll get electrocuted. The omnipresent power of the divine has thus been tapped in temples by the way of application of Agama Shastra rules and devotional procedures evolved. If we interfere in those systems, the divine power will be lost to our comprehension. The Gurukul or the person entrusted with the duty of conducting the puja paddhati in some temples as a priest entrusted with such duties is failing in his duties, that is no reason to give up the procedures. Do we mean to send out the balanced divinity too? The loss is ours and not God's. We must strictly enforce the highest discipline in the conduct of temple affairs. We are not to experiment with new rules and procedures. Temple is not a science laboratory. Just for political reasons, we should not be interfering with religious procedures. New procedures do not necessarily mean that they will be strong. When there is food, the month of Adi, when there is flood, the month of Adi, It will erode some banks of the river. That is all right, and we need not worry about that. Similar is the keenness of some people. If we explain the logic of what I am saying, they will agree to it. The so called social reformists have not read our Shastras, so they are annoyed. We should avoid getting annoyed ourselves. We should be respectful and loving, even with the people who are trying to play with these things. We should be patiently and lovingly explain the principles behind the agamas based on which these temples have come into being. The temple procedures that have been observed from the time these temples are initially constructed and continuing till now should carry on without interference. If things have deteriorated, we are the reason for that. Let us correct ourselves first. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Rama 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 Rama